Just riding along here with the boys.
Hey.
He thinks I'm filming him, but I'm not. His calves look good though. Now he's aero going up a hill. Basically what happened just then, I was riding along in the bike lane. Some bloke in a ute decided to pass me and move across to the soft shoulder to kick up some dirt in front of me. So we'll watch that now. So here you can see I'm riding along in the bike lane, just passing this ute on the right hand side. You can see I've slowed it down. Light was red, turned green, so I rolled straight through, straight past him. Still in the bike lane, sort of on the right hand side to avoid a bit of dirt and rough patch on the left hand side of the bike lane. Here you can see the ute's about to pass me on the right hand side, and he moves into the bike lane in order to, I assume, kick up some dust. You can see that there's a tree there on the left hand side that he must be avoiding, and then he moves back across. Alex, you're an absolute tripper, mate. We're going up a hill.
What aero?
Aero gains. Fucking watch Timmy Mauhofer, the Cav impersonator, who's trying to swipe your wheel, mate.
What is feature costing you extra job?
This is Koss.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good kit, except that's the MCC Nix.
Yeah.
Mornington Cycling Club. That's a Colnago. Except Alex isn't 50 years old. Weird.
The fine was that I hadn't earned $18,000.
So Alex is just talking about how he's interested in a bit of tax evasion.
Oh yeah.
Through Deliveroo.
I ride a Colnago.
Yeah. Alright, Alex, how about you tell me a bit about Knights of Suburbia?
Alright, well they're a charity team. You're in them yourself.
I am.
So essentially what they do is raise money for the Love Me, Love You Foundation, mental health. Very important message.
Yep.
Not only do they raise money for the foundation who run education programs and help people with mental illness out, but they also take a huge interest in improving the mental health of the riders by running social events, you know, just generally having a really good community there. Me personally, I've really enjoyed being a part of it, and I can guess for some people it's been a real merit to their mental health.
Okay, so when did it start up, do you know?
It was the start of this year. Start of this year was the official team launch. But yeah.
Okay, where's it based? Who runs it?
It's based in Eltham. The one of the main sponsors, the team shop, is Swift in St Kilda. So, and the team was launched there too. So it really depends who you ask for where it's based. But it's run by David Rigney, who lives in Eltham. So. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Do you know how much money they've raised for mental health so far?
It was $80,000 this year and $80,000 last year, from what I heard.
Wow. Jesus.
These two, they don't stop Snapchatting while they're driving.
Let's see, can I see? I haven't got him on Snapchat. I haven't got him on Snapchat.
You are actually dicks for doing that.
I blocked them all because they're being dicks to me.
Yeah, look at this. Noah. 101k an hour. City driving. Yeah, cool.
Love it.
But he's on his
still
phone.
on his L's?
What a cunt. Yeah, sometimes. Are you taking photos of me?
No, I'm filming.
Why?
Just in case we say anything funny, might want to put it in a video.
Mm.
So what are we doing today? What's the ride going to be? Let's talk to Tim.
That's so bad.
So what are we doing today, Tim?
Oh, you two, I think, are riding up to the city. I think I might be doing a few loops around here.
Loops. Jesus Christ. So
Yeah, you
what
guys
we're
might
going
be
to
riding
do...
up to-
names from bike riding teams.
So I think we're going to do helter skelter. Well, first of all, we're going to drink coffee. I was late today, so I actually
You shouted me a mocker.
I shouted both of these guys a mocker, because it's part of my nature to be late for literally everything.
Yeah, no, he's a...
So yeah, I shouted these
Lads.
guys a mocha each, and I got a long black. I'm going to down those at this cafe in Mount Eliza. Then we're going to go do a Strava segment loop called Helter Skelter.
Anyone near Mount Eliza, find it on Strava and do it. It's a hoot.
Yeah, absolutely puts you in the box. It's a hard loop. I've done it, 3 times now? How many times have you done it?
Like 50.
I'm just down by like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're our mate Ben is KOM on the segment, and then Alex is second, and I'm third, and then Timmy. Where are you, Tim?
5th or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're also, it's only like 9 people have done it or something.
Yeah, get more people on the segments. It's mint.
Yeah. After that, we'll probably go to, well, maybe to the city.
Black Rock,
Depends how you feel.
let's go Black Rock.
Black Rock, okay. Or we could go up to the city and then catch the train back. I don't have a Mikey. Fuck. Here's our coffee coming.
Last time I drank a mug, I didn't like it.
You cannot be a cyclist if you don't like coffee. See, originally this bloke asked me for a hot chocolate. I went, no, mate. No. Caffeine free, no. So I ordered him a mocha, which is kind of like a hybrid between the two. Myself a long black because I'm actually a man. And then he originally ordered a latte, which is kind of...
Acceptable.
It's like if you're a man, but a bit soft.
Yeah.
And then got a mocha as well, because he went, ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah, so basically what we were just saying is that we think someone who is a real sporting legend and hero in Australia, particularly for cycling, like Cadel Evans, really should come out and really push for more safety and stuff on the roads. And we're just talking about how Cadel Evans is really the only Australian cyclist who has that position of being a sporting hero for cycling, apart from maybe Anna Mears.
Yeah.
But in terms of road cycling, Cadel Evans is basically it, because no one really knows outside of the cycling world who Simon Gerrans is, who Rowan Dennis is, who Richie Porte is. But everyone knows Cadel Evans, and everyone knows the Tour de France. And we think that if Cadel Evans isn't going to come out and we aren't going to use him to push that position, we need someone else to win it, like Richie Porte. What do you reckon?
Well, I think obviously there is a limited time that influence will actually be active for if you don't use it.
Yeah.
I think give it 5 years, and if Cadel Evans hasn't actually done anything in the media, then he wouldn't be able to start doing that in any effective way.
Yeah.
So I think for now, if we were to have people like Cadel Evans and Anna Mears get on TV, get on the media, and talking to the Australian people about road safety, yeah, well, I think essentially there would be a limited time for them to do that. But if they did it earlier, they would be able to continue doing that for longer.
Yeah.
If they don't do it for the next 5 years, say, then we'd need another person to come in, do something influential, and then use that influence.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think Cadel Evans is a good example of this, because he's so well known in Australia and he's so well associated with cycling in general that whenever anyone is a young person on a bike, basically you'll have anyone who's not within the cycling world come along and say, oh, you're going to be the next Cadel Evans, not the next Richie Porte or Lance Armstrong or anything like that. It's always Cadel Evans, because he is on that sort of next level of fame in Australia. And I don't think that'll go away, and I think his influence still exists, because I still get people coming up to me and going, oh, are you going to be the next Cadel Evans? But I think you're right. I think in the future, in the next sort of 5 years...
It'll be 10 years since he has won
exactly,
the Tour.
That influence will sort of have expired a bit. People
Unless he uses it earlier. If he uses it now...
he can stay relevant.
It'll stay.
Yeah. Alternatively, and this whole conversation started because I said that I thought Richie Porte should win the Tour de France this year.
Well, he's going for it, isn't he?
He's going for it. And I think if he does, he will be able to come out and push for those changes in state. And it's quite important that it happens now because of the changes in legislation and stuff in New South Wales.
Yep.
Which are quite negatively affecting cyclists, but not increasing safety. In fact, with the safe passing laws being introduced, apparently only 9 drivers have received fines for passing cyclists too close, but they've raised over $1 million in revenue from cyclists being fined for the new laws that have been introduced.
The thing about Cadell Evans as well, though, I think he presents well and he's a familiar face.
Yeah.
Not only do the cycling community feel proud to have him as an ambassador, if he were to be an ambassador for this cause, but the general Australian community feel that he is a national treasure, and he speaks quite well. He's very clear. He's engaging.
Yeah.
And I think as a sports star, he's had a lot of practice at that in interviews.
Yeah. When he speaks, people listen to him.
Especially on such a delicate issue. If he's being sensitive about it, then I think it's not that difficult to have people listening to you. Even the people who are outraged, the people who don't like cyclists.
Yeah. Yeah. Being quite mild-mannered. Obviously, we've all seen the videos where Cadell Evans just gets a bit angry and stuff. But in interviews and in particularly documentaries and stuff, he's quite well-mannered, well-spoken,
yes.
Even-tempered. I mean, there's a big difference between talking to someone just like this now and at the end of a 200-kilometre bike ride where you are at a high-stress situation where you're trying to win the Tour de France, or you may have lost the Tour de France that day, you know.
There's another thing about Richie Port too. I think he presents quite well himself.
Yeah.
One thing I would say about professional cyclists though is the other day I did see a Twitter post from Rowan Dennis saying that he's been abused more in 1 hour of riding in Adelaide than he had in an entire year of riding in Europe.
Yeah, I saw that
now,
too.
If that's such a prevalent issue, then why aren't more pros getting on effective media with a wide audience, not just the cycling community, and trying to make a difference?
Well, I think part of the issue there as well is there are so few Australian professional cyclists with a big voice. Simon Gerrans, Richie Port, Cadell Evans.
It only takes one though.
It does, yeah. Well,
and I think if there were one cyclist who were to do it, Cadell Evans were to do it first, then maybe others could follow. Yeah. Rowan Dennis, Richie Port.
And then I suppose then it comes down to whether or not the media will actually give them the voice. Because it's fair enough if Rowan Dennis wants to post on Twitter or Cadell Evans wants to tweet something or whatever.
Twitter's not effective though. The whole of Australia aren't following this.
Yeah, and it comes down to whether or not the TV stations are going to give that time to Cadell Evans to talk about something that they think isn't going to make them money.
I think on such an adverse issue, I think there's potential that they would quite easily do that because, look, there's probably some report on a cycling situation or something like that once a week because it's such a...
That's true.
It's such a... I wouldn't like to call it an issue because obviously bike riders aren't really a problem on the roads, but... It
is an issue. And it
is a big issue.
And it's controversial, particularly for people who don't ride. Even if they don't care, they still... if they don't mind that cyclists are on the road, they still see them. Sometimes they get annoyed. They think it's unsafe. Or
it is unsafe, obviously.
Yeah, everyone does have an opinion. Even if they don't mind, they do still have a viewpoint. And I think that's part of the reason that YouTube, in fact, is quite effective because it gives everyone a voice to a degree, including myself. We're able to discuss this now, and I don't know how many views this video is going to get, but guys like Cycling Maven and the Global Cycling Network are pushing that to really get that message out there more.
Yep. Well, I think what needs to happen is, yes, within the cycling community, communications about this issue, they're very effective. We're very united as a community. We know what's going on. We know, I think on largely, we actually all know how to behave on the roads as well, to remain sensitive about the issue.
Yeah.
Not to behave in a way that will adversely affect our position and put us on the lower moral ground.
Yeah, on the back foot as well, yeah.
But I think what needs to happen is, as I was saying before, just media that addresses everybody, not just the cycling community.
Yeah.
Perhaps SBS News or something.
Yeah.
I mean, SBS already do a lot with cycling, so perhaps a decent report, a decent campaign perhaps on road safety would really benefit.
Yeah, and in fact I find it interesting that the TAC hasn't done more about it, because I've just seen this new campaign,
Driver think rider, rider think driver.
Exactly.
But it's about motorcyclists, it's not about cyclists.
Exactly.
Now, motorcyclists are very vulnerable road users. Obviously, they're much smaller than a car, they're much lighter than a car.
They're
And
not easily seen.
I've seen many videos where a driver pulls out and a motorbike rider rides straight into the driver, but they're wearing a lot of protective gear because they're able to.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't, as cyclists, we can't really do that because
we overheat.
Because we overheat. It's quite a strenuous cardiovascular.
Well, I mean,
sport.
we're doing exercise the whole time. Imagine going to the gym and running on the treadmill with a big leather jacket on, a full-faced motorbike helmet.
Now, not only
leather pants. Impossible.
Not only that, but a bicycle is much lighter, and they build bicycles to be as light as possible. My bike weighs about 7.5 kilograms, which is quite heavy for a racing bike. But
same as mine.
as well as that, bikes they are much slower, which is a part of the problem. If bike riders were as fast, then there probably wouldn't be such an issue. But
that representation doesn't exist within the TAC's campaigns, which I think is quite interesting as road users.
I'd imagine there are a lot of TAC claims from cyclists.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm not really sure why they've never addressed that, to my knowledge at least. I don't think there has been a campaign, and at least not an effective one, because as a stakeholder in this issue, I'd probably remember if there were an effective campaign on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh well. We should probably get on to the ride, eh?
Yep.
So that's going to be the end of the video today, guys. Ended up doing 103 Ks, just home now. 103 Ks in the bank. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, if you could subscribe, like it, leave a comment, all that stuff, that'd be great. Like my page on Facebook, follow me on Strava, Twitter. Not too active on Twitter, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.